I mean, I want to pick you all, but... Hi guys, Freak Fish Guy here with another video for you today. Instead of Marincess, we have Paleo Frogs, one of my favourite trap decks ever. I just have a thing for trap decks and I have a thing for water decks, and frogs are just so cute. I love frogs. I pretty much play them in every deck I could if I wanted to. Unfortunately, Konami did a thing with our boy Toad. He's limited to one, he's on his own, so we're going to try and play this deck in this format. Do I prefer this over Marincess? No, I feel like Marincess does have a better matchup in the current meta, just because this gets outpaced by things like, for starters, Old Guys just came back to full power, because yay! Eldritch kind of poop on Paleo, unless you do like the Turtle Lock, which Marincess does anyway. So there's not really a lot of reason to play Paleo, unfortunately, at the moment. Hopefully, if Toad comes back to 3, they'll be a bit more viable, but for now, they're just my locals deck. I might take them to a regionals, but I can't really see that happening. So guys, to get into the main deck, we obviously have 3 Swap Frog. Yes, they're common. I like my common Swap Frogs. My ulties are totally just under my bed, hidden. They're not. I don't own ulties, not yet. Yeah, Swap Frog, Picture Water, Special Summon it. The good thing about this deck compared to Marincess is every other frog in hand, or every other water in hand, is an instant Toad or instant Coral plus Turtle Lock. We're not actually maining the Turtle Lock. We'll get to that in a minute. The other weird thing about Swap Frog is you don't really want to normal summon it. If you open 4 traps and Swap Frog, there's no benefit to normal summoning other than obviously dumping one and, you know, getting a resource for next turn. But it shouldn't be your normal summon, because it doesn't do anything by its own unless you have 2 frogs or 2 waters to make a Toad or a Coral. So we don't actually want to normal summon the Swap Frog. But to go with it, we've got 3 Duke Frog, little Hat Boy, and obviously 2 Ronin. So yeah, Swap Frog plus any of these equals Toad or Coral, plus the Doodle Lock, depending if you side that in. If not, then you kind of just normal the Swap Frog and send one of these and bounce the Swap Frog, and that's about it. So we're playing other normal summons. Key thing, guys, about this card, the amount of times you see me on Zodiac posting it or on the Paleozoic grid, the amount of times people online do not know that you can bounce Swap Frog under things like Effect Veiler or Imperm, okay? The bounce is effectively cost. So if I go normal summon, Effect Descend, and you go Effect Veiler, okay, bounce, special summon it. People go, oh, no, you can't do that. Yes, I can, it's a cost. Please realise this, guys. Yeah. Moving on then to our normal summon, Free Lilith. So yeah, so the argument is basically, if you normal summon a Swap Frog, send a frog, now what? You bounce a Swap Frog and you've got no resources on board. Instead, if you normal summon the Lilith, it is immediately live to be a trap card from your deck. So this is any of your Paleo traps that you need. You can just reveal 3 of the same Paleo trap and get that. You can reveal 3 Trap Trick if you want to just be really mind gamey. There's a bunch of things you can do with this. So this should be your normal summon. This should just be your special summon. And I agree with that mentality. That's shared by other players as well. This is probably the best normal summon at the moment in Paleo. Just to round out our monsters, 3 Ash Blossom. This could be your Nibiru, it can be your Skullmeister, it could be Sphere Mode for all you care. This is just your tech spot for hand traps. Ash is just the most generic. It stops things like Needle Fiber, Scarlet, Sanguine. It stops basically the important cards in the meta. Draw power, 3 Desires. We're just playing 3 Desires, not playing like the extra card of Demise or Pot of Extravagance, because you're at 1. But yeah, Desires, we don't care what we banish. Maybe we banish like a Ronin Toad or 2. Worst case scenario is you banish both your Ronin Toads, in which case you're just playing Paleo with a Swap Frog engine. Moving on now to traps. 3 Dynamiscus, doesn't discard for cost, really good card. 3 Candina, just Book of Moon on legs. 3 Ollie, as I like to call them, Olinoids, just MST. And then finally 2 Morella, which is effectively your Foolish Bearer of Goods. These cards are okay. They're no longer the powerhouses they used to be. Dynamiscus is still obviously a very good card. Olinoids is nice, but the MST against the current meta isn't really going to do a lot. The most fun thing to do with this is negate Eldritch traps, because obviously they need to resolve on field to have an effect. Candina, it's not that good anymore because link monsters are a thing, but you can still hit like the Analyzer on summon, which is quite nice. Morella, usually I just send like Lost Wind, but you can, if you need to, send another Paleo. There's not much point though. I'm actually thinking about actually taking the Morella and the Lost Winds out, just for some other stuff, but we'll see how we go. Oh, and yes, obviously, guys, if you don't know, then the effect of all the paleos is that when a trap card is activated, hence being a when, it needs to be the last thing on the chain before you can change this. So if you go trap card and a chain a spell, you cannot trigger your paleo engrave. You can special summon it as a 0 attack, 0 defense, 1200 attack. Normal monster is no longer treated as a trap card, which is nice because these things don't die to MST unlike the Eldritch traps, effectively. But they get banished when they leave the field, except if they are used as XYZ material, which is probably where they come in because they are level 2 Aqua, and you know what that makes. Moving on, 3 Secret Compulse. Compulse is probably the best generic trap card in this deck, other than Imper. Also Secrets. Yeah, like this is a really good card, this format, surprisingly. It's actually probably better than the Paleo Traps. The only annoying thing is it doesn't get you anywhere in the grind game because it doesn't trigger anything in Grave. Bounce, like the Needle Fiber, the Apollousia, not that you care about that. The IP, whatever they link into with IP, can't be destroyed, okay, just bounce it. The Golden Lord, so if they activate like a trap card, Hikero to target a frog, you can chain this, bounce the Golden Lord, the Hikero now resolves without the extra effect. So it's a really, really nice card. Imperm is just, again, another hand trap that triggers your paleos if you set it. Hits the Needle Fiber, it's Effect Veiler, but better, effectively. 3 Lost Wind. A new one came out in Echo, I think, something like that. What was a replacement for Lost Wind. I still prefer this a lot, just because it doesn't need to be special from the extra deck, so this can hit things like the Golden Lord and make it a lot smaller. It can hit things like Gazelle, Ray. Might not do you want to hit Ray, but you never know. But yeah, this could hit things like Gearsu if they special summon it. Things like this, basically. So I actually really like this card. Also, the attack half and the effect negation is permanent. So once you've used it, it will just be permanent from then on. Playing 2 Trap Trick. I'm not playing 3 Trap Trick just because I don't own 3. I never got 3. I bought a box of Soul Fusion once, hoping to get a 3rd. Never happened. So I just played 2 Trap Trick. I'm kind of curious now with the fact that Lightning Storms are going around so much. I might main deck Waking the Dragon. 2 of them, because you can go chain Trap Trick to the Lightning Storm, set the Waking the Dragon. Lightning Storm then resolves, destroys your Waking the Dragon, and then in boom you put Falcon on board. I don't know if Falcon's any good this meta, because we've got things like Eldritch running around, which can just make Eldland bigger than it. I'm pretty sure I can't do math. I think it's bigger than it. If not, Borosword or Access Code beats over it anyway. So Falcon might not be the best thing to do this meta, but it's an option if people like really play Lightning Storm religiously. And our final card, Solemn Judgment. Big gold guys say no. Probably the best card. Alter guys unfortunately use it better because their Multifaker triggers off this. Our Paleos don't because it's a counter trap. We can't chain to it. But beggars can't be choosers. Moving on to the extra deck, we obviously play we play 1 Toad. This sucks, Konami. Why did you do this to my deck? Yeah, the 1 Toad, it hurts because you always have to recycle it if you want to play a grind game when it goes to grave. You can't do funny things like add back a Swap Frog to basically go +2 in the long run. You actually have to add back this. If they call by the grave list, then okay, you're playing like rank 2 turbo that isn't Toad. Yeah, bring it back to 2 or 3, maybe just 2 will do, but we're not doing anything in the meta while it's at 1. To replace the Toads, we're playing 1 Mannequin Cat. The main reason, the one reason I initially did it was because it's a 2k rank 2 with 2 materials. Anomalocaris needs 3 materials, so it can be quite hard to make. If I need to go on the offensive, which Paleo do sometimes, they clear the field and then you just go and punch with some frogs, give you a little slap with the flappers. They're not really doing much. So rank 2 2k attack, I was like, yeah, okay, that works. Then I realised you can use the effect on Needle Fiber. You can go summon their Needle Fiber from their graveyard if they've used it for link materials, summon a Swap Frog from deck, and you can go off there. So it's almost like a Toad, but in your main phase, but you need to bring back a Needle Fiber to their field. So it has its downsides, but you do get to basically summon a water from deck, which I quite like. Yeah, we're playing 1 Anomalocaris just because it's basically a Dryden with an extra effect. Problem is it needs 3 materials, so it's a bit slow to go into. We are playing 2 Opibana just to wall up if we need to in defense. Detach 1 if it has a trap card as material, search a trap card. You can use trap cards from your hand as quick effects like Paleozoic traps. So basically it just helps you grind a bit more. Links, I'm playing 1 Mr. Boy, 1 Coron Enemy. This is for the Turtle Lock I'm actually siding. For those who don't know, 1 Swap Frog plus 1 Water equals Coral plus Turtle Lock. Because you go discard like Ronin Toadin, or the only discard you're discarding in this deck for the Frog engine is another frog or the turtle. So basically, you make the frogs instead of the 2 toads into a toad, you make it into a coral. Coral effects summon back the testudo in defense. They can't summon anything 18 or more. You have a 2k body on board. You have an 18 body in defense. If you want to be really sneaky, you summon back the Ronin Toaden with the swap frog. You banish the swap frog. Make the Ronin Toaden and the coral enemy into Mr. Boy. Your testudo is now 2,200 defense. 2,300 defense, sorry, math. Which means they can't beat over it with things like Yugioh, I guess. Yugioh send Nightmare, obviously. But yeah, there are some occasions where I need to do that. The only problem is if they make Abyss Dweller, it really sucks because like things like Mermail can make Abyss Dweller, which will then boost itself to beat over your testudo if you make a Mr. Boy as well, I think. Wait, no, I'm doing math wrong. Never mind me, I'm just wrong. Link 1s, Imduck and Gravity Controller, basically just they're there to out things. I needed Link 1s. We've got enough extra deck space at the moment. I don't have an access code talker. This is kind of like an Armades, where if it punches into something it battles, it can bounce it before damage dealt, destroy it before damage character. Never read it, don't care. Gravity Controller, it outs Avramax, basically. So you make like a Bana in the extra monster zone, link it away into this, outs to Avramax. It's literally the only reason it's there. Big boys, 1 Boral Sword, 1 Boral Load, and 1 Zeroboros. So originally this was Trisbania, just because there's fun interactions with these, with the Topologics and Paleos. Paleos, the traps and the explosives are unaffected by monster effects. So you can go chain a trap card, summon, if I can find one, summon a Paleo to the zone. I can't find any Paleos on my Paleo deck. There we go. Trigger a trap card, summon a Paleo to the zone it points to. Zeroboros will then trigger, banish everything on the board except the Paleo because it's unaffected by monster effects, and then obviously your next standby phase, it comes back. With Trisbania, you can just do that, and obviously the Trisbania stays, it blows up the board except the Paleos. So the Paleos and the Topologics actually work really nicely together. Borreload is there to just out things that can't be targeted, because this deck struggles with things that can't be targeted. Most of our removal is targeting. It's just there if we can't make Gravity Control, we've got more materials. Borosword's there for game, basically. You can quite happily set up Borosword plus Toad, because Ronin Toad is a really good extender, and that's basically how you close out most of your games. Finally, just some removal, 1 Nightmare Cerberus, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, and 1 Ningirsu. I'm playing a Ningirsu just again to out things that can't be targeted, because it doesn't target, and I just quite like the art. That is the main and side. We're going to quickly fly through the side deck, guys. Side deck, obviously, if you want us to change it, you can. It's your preference. I'm playing 1 Planktrops, just because if we're going second, we need a bigger body. I'm siding 1 Testudo. If I go first, if I know I'm going first against a deck that loses to Testudo, so things like maybe Shadow, Eldritch, if you can set it up right. Mech Knights really struggle to out a Testudo. Salamangre, Orcust, if they don't draw the Girsu. Basically, it changes nothing in your normal combo. It's still water you can discard for swap, or you can send it with swap. Instead of making Toad, you make Coral plus this a defense, and it locks out anything 18 or more. Also, not a lot of people know about it, or expect it in a side deck. So they're siding their Lightning Storms, all that, to get rid of your back row, and then suddenly it's like, yeah, okay, but you can't out my turtle boy. So that's always quite nice. Another one Absolute King Backjack. This is to pair with 3 Dark Sacrifice. So Lightning Storm is unfortunately a card in this meta, and Paleo lose to it hard. The amount of times on Dueling Book I've just set 5, all nice and happy, and then Lightning Storm hits the board, and I'm there like, oh, why? So yeah, Dark Sacrifice just stops the Lightning Storm and sends the Absolute King Backjack, which then triggers the effect to get us some more pluses in graveyard. Usually I just auto-side this in game 2, because if they're siding in Lightning Storms, you want to be siding in things to stop them. This plus Judgment, hopefully you'll have an out to the inevitable storm that's coming your way. If not, maybe try the Awaken the Dragon idea I had earlier. Yes, you can do this off Trap Trick as well. Not that you can chain this to the Lightning Storm that you chain a Trap Trick to, but it's an idea. 3 Token Collector. I actually really like this card. For reasons I didn't realise last time. So obviously I was playing this in my Marincess deck, and I forgot something. Auroradon's a card, as is Nibiru. So also this triggers in graveyard. So I dropped it on a Auroradon player. They couldn't summon, they had to get rid of their tokens. They punched over this with a Auroradon. Next turn, I made my plays, went back to them. They made another Hawk. They went into another Auroradon, triggers effect, summon 3 more tokens. It triggers engrave, comes on back, gets rid of the tokens again. This is a permanent thing. Unless they call by the Gravit, it's not going anywhere. They cannot get tokens. Also, while it's on board, you cannot be Nibiru at all, which is quite interesting. You can chain this to your Nibiru. So once your Nibiru resolves, they get a token. You can chain a token collector, summon a token collector, get rid of their token. So if any weird scenario you manage to nib them, you can then clear their board of the token and go +2 monsters on board. It's not the worst. It's 4 Orcas combo. But I actually really like this card. It's quite interesting to the things it can do once you look a bit deeper. 3 evenly because I don't own storms. It's kind of weird where evenly is a poor man's version of another card, especially secrets. But yeah, storms would be better. Unfortunately, I'm just playing evenly because I don't own storms. 3 Gozen. This is changing. This could be like 3 Heavy Storm Duster if we go into like again an Altergeist or an Eldritch meta, just because the back row move was more important. Funny enough, this does hurt things like Altergeist. Unfortunately, Magic Seek and Silk Wishes just go by, so that's probably not the best option. This is mainly there to deal with things like if they go into Need a Fiber and they have nothing else on board. The Invoke players who go into a Armorage makes them make the Poker Trio, which kind of sucks. There's loads of reasons I actually played this. It's not the best, it's not the worst, especially now that Altergeist are going to be coming back. That was my Paleo deck profile for you guys. I hope you enjoy. If you want to, please like and subscribe to the channel. I do loads of water content. I have fancy water jokes and I do funnies. If I'm not making a 20-second video, I swear I'll make your day better. Otherwise, guys, thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Right. Sorry, guys, didn't mean it. I'm confused. Mom!